It's very hard-pressed, so that's heartbreaking, because the people are really beautiful. Now maybe I'm in a rarefied world because I'm in the world of Waldorf in Ukraine. But there are a lot of moments in Ukraine that have made me really sad. And I wish it were otherwise. Not that I didn't feel sad, that part's okay, but that the reasons why I'm feeling sad were not there. I'm getting very fat in Ukraine because people keep giving me a lot of food. Of course, I could always not eat it, but and everywhere I've gone, I've been so well taken care of. It's really deeply touching. And I've also been deeply touched by the powerful pride that runs through this people, because it's something that is been a little lost in America. And the strength and endurance that's risen to the surface, of course, partially it's had to because of circumstances, but it still is. Let me tell you a story. I went to the symphony in Odessa, and at the beginning of the symphony, they played the national anthem, and everyone stood up. Now, of course, they play national anthems, anthem in the United States at events, and people stand up. But this was very different. I observed the people in the room. When they stood up, it was as if their hearts stood up first, and then their bodies followed. It was so clear. And that is a powerful thing to experience, and that's Ukraine. The hearts stand up first, and the rest, the flesh, just follows that. So I've journeyed through 6 Waldorf schools in 4 cities so far. And a couple of things really stand out. One, they're truly Waldorf schools, even though it's a struggle for the schools that are state schools, because they cannot help but have to make certain compromises. But it's the same with state-supported Waldorf schools in America, same issues. I have really been deeply moved by the spirit of self-sacrifice among the teachers. It requires self-sacrifice to be a Waldorf teacher in America too, but nowhere near on the level as in Ukraine. So all these people are pouring their lives and their hearts into this endeavor with a staggering purity of purpose, but also really good teachers. No offense, but probably the best English as a foreign language teacher I ever encountered was a teacher in Dnipro. And the care for the students is paramount amongst all these disparate people. Their devotion to their students, their respect of their students, their love of their students, but also their understanding of their students. And then, of course, the students reap that gift from the teachers around them. And they look back at you with eyes that are sparkling, with eyes that are open. They look back with interest, with curiosity. In a time where this country seems, where maybe there's very little possibility for the future, these young people are not in despair. There's something alive and forward-looking, not unrealistic, and just deeply touching in the young people in these schools. So you can see that they are truly Waldorf schools because of how alive the young people are. Well, this school has the advantages and disadvantages, of course, of being a private enterprise. It was Steiner's dream. No, dream is the wrong word. It was Steiner's intention that the Waldorf school be completely separated from the state, because in a properly functioning society, education belongs in the cultural realm, not in the political realm. And when one realm interferes with another, it's always less good. So there's a purity to Borisfen that is really striking. And all the things I said about teachers earlier apply here. Strangely, there are burdens that come by being independent of the state, but there are also freedoms. So I have felt the teachers here seem to be, because they are a little freer, they are able to powerfully live into the intentions of Waldorf education. And Steiner continually spoke about the art of education. And I've felt here, I'm just walking among artists, really great artists. And I can see in their interactions with the children, in the way they look at me, in just their being, that they have completely taken in what it means to be a Waldorf teacher. The outer work and the inner work. It is the school that, along with one other private school I've gone to, it is the school that most reminds me of the Waldorf schools in America that are mostly private. There seems to be a little more breath here that I've only felt in this one other private school I went to. I know this is probably going to get me into trouble, but they are also happen to be the best looking group of teachers I've seen. I don't know why that is. Maybe there's something being renewed in them, and so that gives them this beauty. I did observe one morning lesson, which was 5th grade, and it was perfect. I had, was really beautifully done, and the subject was India, and the teacher brought India in an artistic way that conveyed the essence of India in an absolutely perfect manner for the 5th grader that will live within them. They will feel, without thinking it of course, that they know India. And then when they return to India again in the 10th grade, they'll be able to draw upon that unconscious knowledge that they absorbed in the 5th grade so well.